Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. We are now going to do an analysis again for Monday, June 11th. I just wanted to show you something here I posted late Friday night on my website, or on YouTube, sorry. It's a new report that I've just put up, and basically what it does is, let me just show you this right here. New summary analysis report for 13 long short cryptocurrency for June 8th. And again, today is, I believe, June 11th. So let's check out what things have been as brewing for opportunities. First, there's been a 13% drop in Bitcoin since Friday. A South Korean exchange got hacked, and I think there was some flash crash as well that pretty well killed the performance of Bitcoin, on top of the other, smaller currencies that are going to be pretty well following the trend of wherever Bitcoin goes. So let's check out the first one. As I said, if you've watched that video, you'll know there's two Word documents that get generated by my script. The first one is a long, so right here is called, so we still generate this spreadsheet called Crypto Rank. You can see it's just been generated probably 20 minutes ago. So these are the ones from the long, and this is from really fresh data from Binance. So I'm going to go through this and see what we come up with, and I've made a other fix in the sorting to prioritize all the pairs I'm about to show you for the short. So here again, I'll repeat for anyone that might not have seen this. We have here the current time, and we need that. Also, we do everything by group. We only have, it looks like, pretty sad, we only have one by opportunity, which is not good. There's BQX Ethereum, so because it's not a group, obviously we will not get all this stuff. The mean, the group volume and group mean are pretty well irrelevant. So I guess this report of Bitcoin losing so much value is not good for the cryptocurrency space when it only generates one positive buy signal, or for a long. Sorry. So let's check out some of the charts here for this pair. So we have our deviation, standard deviation, which comparatively is slightly below the last group volume or volatility that I generated on Friday. The volume is fairly low, and this is a huge factor for me to take on trades. I personally wouldn't do it. It's just too small. And I do think that that this will mess up your fills and your slippage on Bitcoin exchange. So also, though, interesting is a strong entry potential because we have a harmonic pattern generated. So let's check out here what we have. So you can see it oscillates a lot, and this is on a daily chart. So again, we're using moving average cross signals. Here we have another buy. Looking at that, it's been range bound. I have no interest in this whatsoever. Here's the history of it. It does have a trend up, which is obviously very good. Below trend, though, this is just something I wouldn't touch. It is below our golden triangle. Again, golden zone. That's between the Fibonacci levels of 0.382 and 618. And here's something really good, though. Is the number of positive returns for this crypto. So that's a very strong indicator. So I'm quite I would probably look at this and go, there's a lot of positive momentum here with the number of returns for this distribution, normalized distribution. So what I like to do is, let me just check out the trading view version to see what they say about this. And again, we have to make sure we choose the right exchange for Binance. It'll come up, have its spiel, and what does it say? So it's a strong sell. And again, we'll have all these people saying why. But again, it's an interesting pair where with the number of positive reviews, but the volume's just too low. All right, so let's go back and check out the shorts. I'm sure there's quite a few of these because there is a bear market happening within the cryptocurrency space, as we all know. So the next one we're going to look at is the crypto short. Let me just find it. Where are you? Crypto short copy. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so the short, and as I said, I've changed the sorting to sort for the most volatile. Okay, so here are our short opportunities. We have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So let's check them out. Now again, these are shorting opportunities sorted by, as part of it is volume. We also sort by the volatility, and if there is a bear or a harmonic pattern. So again, what I wanted to show in the longs, since there's virtually none, this was what we look for. This is the group volume mean, which is like out of whack because of just how far some of these currencies have dropped. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the volume. Sorry about that. And then we also have the volatility, and usually the last number of scans of these markets I've seen, between 7, 8, or 9%. So again, these are our shorting opportunities, and you'll see why I like to use these averages for the group to compare them against individual currency pairs. So here we go. First one, standard deviation. The volatility is fairly high, much higher than the group volatility. The volume is really low, not a good sign. There's no harmonic pattern generated, and of course we have our Fibonacci pair. So again, once you start looking at these charts, they have come off 0.05 down to 0.02, and that's over March. That's quite a bit of a drop in the short term. There may be some better opportunities here, but the funny thing is, this is an uptrend and below our volume. And again, here we see that it's tough to say. There seems to be a higher concentration of more positive returns. So our next one is Bnt Ethereum. I really got to get to know these pairs. So this again is our next one, but the volatility is very low. Volume yet again is very low. It's below our Fibonacci level. So again, this is just going nowhere. When you see a sell or a short signal, it doesn't really move. I'm not interested in this. This is just nothing. It's too tight of an opportunity. Again, it's just the returns here are not going very far. There's not even a lot, any outliers whatsoever. Now here's the next one. Interesting. Ethereum against the US dollar, and this we have now a short. So as we know, we've hit our peak back in early January, and it's been trending kind of down. Another sell signal, and it drops a little bit here, but those little drops really add up to, in such short order, 25% return roughly between 800 to roughly around 600. And when you look at the most recent drops, it has been dropping. So there's a definite sell signal there. It has trended up somewhat, but again, being below that trend is kind of good. Again, it's undervalued. It's more negative. This could kind of a little slight, well, not even really even extreme moves. But the big one that we're looking for is the volatility is lower than the group, but this is what we want, is the volume that drives that. It's highly liquid. Obviously, it's the second biggest cryptocurrency. So will you make money here? Quite possibly if you decide to short this currency, Ethereum against euro, against the US dollar. Just also to let you know, there was an announcement with Binance where they're now allowing you, or will be coming this summer, to trade your cryptocurrency against the euro, which will be actually pretty good. Adds a lot more options as well. So we'll obviously be able to track that. Next one, Omg Btc. Volume, I like to see it. I'm still trying to get to know these. I'll do another one tomorrow during my live webinar, or I'll prepare for that for the live webinar and do this type of analysis on my live webinar on Tuesday night, tomorrow. This is still not crazy volatility. The volume is, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a quite liquid, but volume also helps to determine if you can trust the currency, the crypto pair, if it's manipulated or not in the price. But this, I don't know, I think it could still be manipulated somehow. But again, we have our drop, and again, we have another potential between May and in a month, a 25% drop. That's pretty good. And if you get another sell signal, if historically you don't get a lot of sell signals or short signals, so that may be an opportunity. And again, it is dropping below that trend, which is good too. So this may be, if you are and don't mind the low volume, this may be an interesting one to short as well if you can stomach the potential of it. Again, this is more even. Again, there are some, dare I say, extreme moves here of 3%, or no, forget what I just said. Anyways, so this one's not looking too bad to short. Next one up, we have Bnt Btc. So again, when you look at the volume of 95,000 versus this one here of 255, this one obviously looks better, and it's very low volatility. But again, it's just, there is shorting opportunity, but it just 0.025 to 0.02 in, I'm going to estimate, again, roughly a month. That's a 5% drop. So it does move. Compared in the world of Forex, it's pretty good. But when you look at the other cryptocurrencies I've shown, you're better off to get higher returns. So again, below trend, that's a good sign for a shorting opportunity. And here you can see some very extreme moves here on the left to the negative. And if you short those, you may be what we would consider a winner if you get those right calls. So again, this is something maybe to watch, and it really comes down to, I think, Bitcoin. And as I said, the volume looks pretty good, but it would just be nice to be able to get these extreme moves on the negative side over a day. Next one, standard deviation, slightly higher than the group. Volume's pretty good. Again, it's flat, and that's all the way back since January. We had a decent little move here, but it may have dropped roughly, well, that's actually might be considered a decent drop here of roughly, I'm going to eyeball it here, around 40% if you time it properly. Again, we are below trend, which is good. And then again, we are kind of Historically, it may drop further down here. Who knows? But that's why I keep this what we call a look back, or the window so far back, to see historically what it can do. Again, I would think that there's some more negative here on this one. And again, that's for this pair here, Omg Ethereum. All right, so the next one, we are moving to Omg Bitcoin. Okay, so if you are getting both Omg against the Ethereum and the Bitcoin, this is a very strong signal. So again, it's more volatile. We get some big drops. Volume is good, and it is below our value. So meaning it's below the trend, which is good. And when you factor in, again, it's within that zone, and there's been a lot of negative on the extreme, which is quite a few. So this may be somewhat a really screaming opportunity at you to maybe signal quite a nice drop here, 0.0001 down to roughly here. That's a 60%, 60% drop. My math might be wrong, but 1 + 1 = 3. Okay, so I like that. Next one, Btc. Again, comparatively, volume very strong, under our group volatility, within the range that we want for the entry, 0.007 to 0.006. Very small moves. I'm moving off of that. It is under trend. It is value. Wow. Okay. So again, this one, because it's how's our volatility, and it's not very volatile, but we get these kind of negative moves for shorting. That's pretty good. Now, if you get those calls right, that might be helpful for you. Next one, ZRX BTZ. Still under our volatility. The volume's very strong. Again, we have looks like it's Fibonacci's false. Let me just check out that first. Wow, this could be a nice. So this one is clearly overvalued. But here's the problem. The trend is up. It's below trend, but historically it just bounces off that trend. Actually, no, it doesn't. It does drop. So if we have a situation where this drops like this may be a nice time to get in. Look at all those negative returns. Yeah, that's another strong one. That's looking good for ZRX BTC. I like that one. That looks good. Next up, BTS BTC. Our volatility is not quite as volatile as the previous, the group. Volume's quite strong. So again, I come back to, why would you want to trade a pair that is like at 49,000, whatever that pair was, versus this one at 3.3 million over 24 hours? And again, these volume and latest price is captured from the latest bar, which is really the last daily bar. So quite strong as a shorting opportunity here. This one came down roughly 25%. So there's some good shorting opportunities here on these over a month. And again, I don't think you'll get a lot of any asset classes or anything else that will give you a 25% return on a shorting opportunity in a month. I just don't see that. So here we are below trend. Again, I don't know. I like to see things higher because it'll have a really sharp drop possibly. Again, there is some negative moves here, quite a few actually. So historically, not bad. We've got some nice outliers here. So you could do okay if it does drop. Now, here we have IOTA BTC. How are we doing here? Look at that. Look at that volume. Very high. We have another pair. That's strong. That's a very strong signal, these combinations. And here is a bearish crab to tell you about that pattern. And again, here we are sitting here. So again, rough price 0025 to 0024, and that is in a matter of a few weeks. I'm going to estimate maybe three weeks there, and then that will give you potentially a 25% drop. So we can maybe make some nice money here. It's below trend, woohoo! And guess what? It is dropping, but it's going to get banged down to be more valuable. So here we are again, more slightly positive daily returns, but we have some more. Not, I wouldn't comparatively to other pairs. The extremes are not as big, so it looks okay. You will make some money here potentially on that shorting opportunity. As I said, historically, the last one was 25% return over 3 weeks. Pretty good. That's how you make money, my friends, in the markets these days. The other ones without, and again, we're not even factoring any form of leverage here. That's why I like cryptocurrency. No matter what you hear or read, that bad news can make you cash on the short side. Once again, we got Bnt Btc. Again, the volume is very high. Stand below the group volatility, but again, it's not moving a lot. 0.01. I mean, we're not. This is nothing to sneeze at, but they're very tiny percent moves, slightly above trend. This one doesn't really do a lot for me. Evenly distributed in terms of returns. Okay, this one we've been eyeing. It's had a nice strong trend up. We are now dropping potentially like a stone. So here again, our Fibonacci levels say this pair, ZIL, Ethereum. I'm sorry, I don't know the names yet. I should be knowing them, but give me a couple of weeks and hopefully I'll be a little more professional on that level. Okay, so here is our standard deviation. It's not. You can see it's not volatile. Volatile. It's not moving, but look at that volume. That's very strong. Very it's over, and you got a harmonic pattern. Oh, sorry, there is no harmonic pattern. Sorry about that. With a Fibonacci false, which means basically this is overpriced, so that may force it to come down. That's really strong. So again, you can see it's already started happening over the last few days. So again, something to potentially get in. Evenly distributed on the returns here, daily returns. So, not. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, let me just do that again. So again, not very volatile, very strong volume. We've got overvalued where the price is greater or not, is not within or less than our golden range. That's what we talked about here. It's below. Here's our Fibonacci levels. Overvalued. This thing's going to drop, and it could be a big drop. So cha-ching, cha-ching, potentially slightly more negative returns. So this may be something to watch, and I think that is it. So once again, let me calculate how many signals we have generated here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shorting opportunities there. All right, so hopefully it'll help you out. I want to see you on my webinar tomorrow night if you want to learn more about this. Happens live 7 p.m. Go onto my blog and let me just see if I can find it. Better, yeah, just go onto my blog. You will find a, so go quantlabs.net/blog, and then if you go into the blog here, I think we're, sorry, I'm a little confused. It's Monday morning, or was Monday morning, 1 p.m. Okay, so we are, just do a webinar search. You should be able to find it here. Yeah, this is it, In the Trenches with Cryptocurrencies webinar. And then, of course, you will be able to find the details for the login on either Zoom or my YouTube channel at Quant Labs tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Tuesday. Okay, if you want to learn more, we'll do it again tomorrow. And if you want, I will be putting up these reports and a lot more. If you are interested in this, I have my quant analytics service, because I'm only probably going to do one more round of this for tomorrow, and then again we'll have the quant analytics service that will showcase this among a ton other reports as well that I have developed over the years. And we shall talk to you later. Bye.